Good evening, one and all, and today we are going to discuss about the structure of teeth. First, we are going to discuss the structure of how many teeth are present. So, there are the human teeth. Teeth which are present in human are basically of three characteristics. First, these are diphyodont, which means there are two sets of teeth in the humans that arise throughout the lifetime. First, introduce the milk teeth, deciduous teeth, or we can also call them as temporary teeth. And these teeth are arising from the in the age of um, childhood, after which there are second number of teeth which is known as permanent teeth. Deciduous teeth are having 20 teeth, whereas permanent teeth are having 32 teeth. Accordingly, the age at which all of these teeth arise are also given in the diagram, as you can see the different teeth. But we are going to first discuss the anatomy, and then we are going to discuss how what's their age, and further you can clarify that by your own as well. So first, there are 20 teeth, and the basically there are 20 teeth inside the milk teeth, deciduous set, and these are diphyodont. Secondly, they are uh, thecodont. What does thecodont mean? Thecodont means that the human teeth are arranged in a fixed socket. Human teeth are arranged in a fixed socket, fixed arrangement within the proper arrangement of teeth inside a particular socket, and arranged in such a rounded manner that it covers the entire buccal cavity. After which is diaphyodont, thecodont, and there's another characteristic of human teeth which is known as that these are heterodont. These are heterodont. What does it mean? It means that the human teeth are of different shape and sizes. For instance, we are having four teeth in human, four types of teeth in human, depending on the basis of their shape and size. First includes the incisors, molars, premolars, and I guess first we should include canine. We should go with the sequential manner. So here we have canine, premolars, and molars. So this is how we write incisor, canine, premolars, and molars. And these are four types of teeth present in our in the human teeth. So first we are having incisors. What are incisors? Incisors are those teeth which are flat teeth. These are flat teeth, and these are basically these are flat teeth, but these are having tapered endings. These are pointed. They're pointed endings. And what is their function? Their function is to um, cut the food. The function is to cut and bite the food. The function is to cut and bite the food. Whereas canine is the teeth, which involves uh, which is basically sharpening teeth. It is basically the sharpening teeth, and as it is a sharpening teeth, um, it is basically sharpening teeth, and it is having pointed endings. It is having sharpening teeth, and it is having pointed endings. What does that mean? It is having a sharpening teeth, and well as it is having pointed endings. Sorry for the disturbance. Actually, there was some sort of problem. There's a sharpening and pointing teeth, and these are basically present and dominant these are dominant in the structure of carnivores. They have dominated the structure of carnivores. Why? Because first let us discuss the function. Function is that these are used for tearing and pulling the meat, tearing and pulling the flesh. That is why these are most prominent in carnivores, because carnivores usually tear the meat of the particular prey. After which there are premolars and molars. Premolars are and molars are having relatively same structure. However, there are few differences. For instance, premolars are having premolars are a bit wide, whereas the molars are a bit flat. But both of these are having same structure. So the premolars are quite wide and molars are flat. So uh, basically, these premolars and molars are both present on the posterior side, and these type of teeth are helping in chewing, and these help in chewing, and these help in chewing and grinding. How do they help in that case? They help in this case by means of what? They help in this case uh, by means of chewing and grinding, and these are most prominent in herbivores. Why? Because in herbivores, the herbivores usually chew plants, because and the structure of plant is quite hard to digest, quite hard to convert into small molecules, due to which they have these teeth as a prominent structure. Incisors are present for cutting and biting. These are prominent in uh, mice as well as rats, squirrels, and other such organisms. After discussing this, let us discuss the dental formula of these structure. First, in milk teeth, we are having the dental formula, which is let me just write it down. 2102. 2102 upon 2102 into 2. 2102 upon 2102 into 2 is the dental formula. What does this indicate here? It indicates the dental formula, the number of teeth in the, this includes the number of teeth inside the deciduous teeth set. And this first two represents what? This two represents this two represents incisors. This two represents incisors. Second two here Second two here represents what? Second two here represents second one represents canine, and subsequently there is 0 for premolars and 2 for molars, which means in milk teeth we are not having premolars, but we are having molars which are present in 2, and canines and incisors which are present in 1 and 2 respectively. So accordingly, uh, first of all, this equation represents what? It's not a mathematical equation, it's a dental formula. So here, this upper part in numerator represents half of the upper jaw. This represents half of the upper jaw, whereas the part in the denominator represents half of the lower jaw. What does that mean? That means that here, this is a half of the upper jaw, the number of teeth in half of the upper jaw, and these are the number of teeth in the half of the lower jaw. In the subsequent manner, in the systematic manner in which there is incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. And downward part, we are having the same ratio. Incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. And accordingly, these are the number of teeth. Now, when we're going to count them, so what will be the ratio? 2 plus 2 is equals to 4 into 2. Now first we are going to count for incisors. So here we are having incisors as 2 in the half of the upper jaw and 2 in the half of the lower jaw. So when we are going to count them, it will become 4, and 4 into 2 will be equal to 8, which means there are 8 incisors. Secondly, we are having canines. Canines is present one here, so it will become 2, and 2 into 2 is equals to 4, which means there are 4 canines. On the other hand side, there are 0 premolars, which means 0 into 2 is equals to 0. Premolars are present inside the canine, and accordingly, 2 molars are present in the half of the upper jaw, just 2 half in the two molars in half of the lower jaw. Collectively adding them, it will become 4, and 4 into 2 will become 8. So there are 8 molars, 4 canines, and 8 incisors inside the milk teeth. So this is a basic structure. And secondly, we are having permanent teeth. In permanent teeth, we are having two stages. Although permanent teeth comes once in a lifetime, but we are having two stages of this. First is the teenage. In teenage, we are having the growth of uh, premolars, but we are not having the growth of complete permanent teeth. We are having the growth of teen premolars. So first, there are two numbers of incisors which remains constant, one number of canine which remains constant. Then the premolars are grown to two, 1, 2, and then molars were obviously previously 2, 1 to 2. Accordingly, it becomes 2, 1, 2, 2, and then it became with the same formula here. What actually happened is that premolars were grown in the teenage permanent teeth set. So here, accordingly, 2 plus 2, 4 is which means here we were having 8 incisors, we are having 4 canines, we are having 8 molars, and in teenage year we are having additional teeth which is the premolars, and these premolars are basically present 28 in these are premolars are present in 18 number, as we are having the formula of 2 plus 2 is equals to 4, 4 into 2 is equals to 8, which means there are 8 premolars, and collectively when we are going to add them, so the number of teeth in total will become 28. After which there is another formula which is known as uh, the adult permanent teeth set formula. Adult permanent teeth set formula, in which we are having 2, 1, 2, 3 upon 2, 1, 2, 3 into 2. So what does that mean? That means that here previously there were incisors, then canines, then premolars, but here the number of molars were increased in adulthood. Why? Because there was a third molar which was added inside the structure of molars, which was known as the third molar or wisdom teeth. As we grow till the age of 18, maybe above, or maybe above 18, so there are four additional teeth grown inside the permanent teeth structure known as the wisdom teeth or third molars. These third molars are basically as the formula is suggesting that these are third molars. These are grown after the age of after the age of teenagehood, and then in the adulthood, these are grown, and these are wisdom teeth. And how many numbers of wisdom teeth are present? These are four number of wisdom teeth, as we can calculate that previously there were two molars, now there's additional one molar. 1 plus 1 is equals to 2, 2 into 2 is equals to 4. After which we are having an MCQs here, that how many monophyodonts are present inside diphyodonts. Monophyodonts are those teeth which come once in a lifetime. Diphyodonts are those teeth which come twice in a lifetime. So a monophyodont teeth inside the diphyodont human teeth structure is basically the premolars, and the molars. And what kind of molars? Third molars, third molars. Premolars and third molars, also known as wisdom teeth. So accordingly, what would be the dental formula for premolars and third molars, which are the monophyodonts inside the human teeth structure? Although the complete structure is diphyodont, there are some teeth which are monophyodont, which come once in a lifetime, such as premolars, which are present once in a lifetime, third molars, which are present once in a lifetime. Here, so according to the formula, incisors are zero, which only come basically incisors are zero. It doesn't mean that incisors are not present. Incisors are present, but we are only finding the difference at what are the teeth which are coming in the coming once in the adult's body, coming once in the adult's teeth set. So here incisors are zero, which means that no new incisors were coming. Firstly there were growth of incisors in milk teeth, and then there was growth of incisors. There was not any growth of incisors. There was just the permanent teeth. So 2 minus 2, or we can simply calculate it by subtracting permanent teeth from milk teeth. So here permanent teeth is 2, and Milk teeth is 2, so it will become 2 minus 2 0. Permanent teeth is 1, and milk teeth is 1, so 1 minus 1 0. After which we are having 2 in permanent teeth and 0 in milk teeth, due to which it will ultimately become 2 minus 0 2. After which we are having 3 in permanent teeth and 2 in milk teeth, due to which ultimately it will become 1. So 0021 is the formula. 0021 upon 0021 into 2 is the formula for calculating the amount of calculating the number of monophyodons present inside the human teeth structure. So how many monophyodons are present? Monophyodons which are present here involves 12 monophyodons are present, which involves 8 wisdom teeth and 8, sorry, there are 12 monophyodons inside the human teeth structure, out of which 4 of these are wisdom teeth or third molars, and 8 of these are premolars. After which we are going to briefly describe the structure of teeth. Briefly, so basically there are three structures: crown, root, and neck. First, let us discuss about the crown. Crown is basically the structure which is composed, which is the outer shiny visible part of teeth, which is composed of enamel. First of all, enamel is basically ectodermal in region. There are three layers: ectodermal, mesodermal, endoderm. This is ectodermal in nature. That is ectodermal, and as it is basically ectoderm. It is basically ectodermal in origin, and that is originated, that is synthesized by ameloblast cells. That is synthesized by ameloblast cells. And what is it made up of? It is made up of calcium. It is made up of calcium phosphate and fluoride. And chemically, calcium phosphate and fluoride is known as hydroxyapatite. Hydroxyapatite. And there's a particular formula for that as well. I guess I'm unable to write it over the screen, due to which it will take time, so I'm just gonna um, ask you to google it out, because typing over the laptop is a bit uh, time taking and consuming. After which hydroxyapatite is there, which is from the chemical structure of uh, enamel. And what actually makes enamel? Enamel is basically non-living part. It is non-living. It is the non-living deposition because of the deposition of hydroxyapatite, and that is the hardest substance. That is the hardest part of our body. Which is the hardest part of the human body? Then we would be answering it as enamel, because enamel is the hardest part of the human body. And apart from this enamel is it basically forms a crown, and over that enamel we are having some other structures. This enamel uh, is having fluoride, so it is having a hydroxyapatite which contains fluoride. Now that fluoride, if it is present in excessive amount, then it would be causing motilin. It is a disorder also known as dental fluorosis, in which there are yellow spots over the teeth. There is discoloration of teeth. There is a yellow spot over the teeth. So after that we are having dentin. Dentin is the second layer. Dentin is the uh, layer after is a layer which protects the pulp cavity inside the teeth. And what is it made up of? It is mesodermal in nature. Mesodermal is origin, that is made up of odontoblast cells, and that is basically made up of connective tissues. After which we are having pulp cavity. Pulp cavity is basically a cavity inside which there are nerves, as well as nerve fibers, as well as blood vessels. And this pulp cavity is the only living part inside the structure of teeth. Everything is non-living. Only the living part is pulp cavity. After which there is another structure inside. Um, the dentin. Dentin is basically having its function to protect the pulp cavity, as it is a living part and it requires protection, so it is protected by the dentin. After which there is another part which is known as gingiva. Gingiva is also known as gums. These gingiva or gums are connected with the the neck of the teeth. The neck of the tooth is connected with gums or gingiva, whereas root of the tooth is connected with the alveolar bones. These alveolar bones form are connected with the tooth by a cementing layer which is known as cementum. The cementing layer known as cementum connects the tooth with the uh, basically with the alveolar bone, and that is made up of calcified connective tissues. The cementing layer is made up of calcified connective tissues, after which there are some blood vessels coming inside and outside the coming inside and outside the pulp cavity. So as you can see over the screen, these are some blood vessels which are coming inside and outside the pulp cavity, and these are coming inside and outside from the pulp cavity uh, through a membrane. So here it comes inside and outside the pulp cavity through an opening inside the teeth. That opening is known as apical foramen. This apical foramen allows the entrance of blood vessels as well as nerve fibers inside the pulp cavity. After which there is periodontal ligament. Periodontal ligament is the ligament which is present uh, outside. Periodontal ligament is the ligament which is made up of connective tissues first, and that forms the outermost layer of the cavity. And one interesting fact is that the root of the tooth forms the two-third root of tooth forms two-third of the complete tooth, which means it is, I guess, around 0.666%, 66.66% of the tooth is composed of root. And these are lateral canals, nerves. And what do these nerves carry? Nerve basically detect stimuli. What kind of stimuli they detect is sensation, that change in temperature, whether it is very something is going very cold or hot. If something hot or cold is being ingested, then it provides sensation, change in temperature, as well as it also uh, provides stimulus regarding certain conditions, such as for uh, stimulus for the digestion, mechanical digestion, but that is majorly occurring through the gums. So after that, we are having cementing layer, and uh, so the periodontal layer is also known as the alveolar ligament. This is also known as the alveolar membrane, or periodontal membrane, or periodontal ligament, because it is outermost layer and comes in contact with the alveolar bone. And that's all about the structure, and hopefully we'll meet again in another video.